Hi and welcome back to Rad Riders. Today we're on the motorcycle campervan conversion and we're going to be concentrating on fitting the carpet on the ply lining on the interior. So this one's a little bit time consuming, but take your time with it. Make sure you've got a dry day like today because you don't want to be spraying glue indoors and have the right equipment with you. So what have we got with us today? First of all, we've got a tape measure for measuring out the amount of carpet that we're going to need in order to cover the surface. And always remember, when you're cutting out the carpet, you've got to allow a couple of inches. I allow 3 inches on either side for the overlap. You'd be amazed how many people just cut it to shape and try to stretch it over. When you're stretching this material over, yes, it is four-way stretch, but also you're making the carpet thinner as you're pulling the fibres further apart. So allow yourself plenty of excess. It's not expensive stuff. What else am I going to need? Well, obviously, a pair of scissors to cut the carpet. It's very easy to cut. Glue adhesive, make sure this is kept indoors because it works better when it's at room temperature. So I always keep that indoors, not outdoors, so the glue's nice and warm when it's going on there. Protection, don't be breathing in nasty fumes. You might think you're outside, but you're still getting these fumes and vapours. And of course, we're going to use the carpet. I've gone for an anthracite, so this is darker. I want it darker because it is going to be a motorcycling carrying campervan. So I don't want it light so every little stain is going to show on there, but I don't want it too dark in order the fact that it's going to feel like a tunnel in there. There's going to be plenty of lights, there's going to be plenty of LED strips, but I'm going to make the furniture light coloured. The flooring is going to be a lighter colour. It's going to be a cushioned vinyl, and then the ceiling I will either paint white or cream, or I will get a very, very light grey carpet to go up into the roof lining. What else do I need? Of course, a brew. And the main component is the ply liner. So make sure this is nice and dry. You're not going to stick glue to it if it's wet or got any moisture in there. So I've stored these in the house for about 2 days with the heating on. So if there's any moisture got inside these panels, it will have been taken out now. So we measure out what we need at its widest point. 5 foot, and don't forget to add on, I add on 6 inches. You probably need to add on 4, but I'd rather have it a little bit too long that I can trim off. That's 4'4". It comes in a big roll, but it's very light. Another option, if you didn't want to measure it, you can simply put the carpet over the top of it with the overhang, like so. And then just cut round. Not forgetting to save any offcuts that you have, because these will work on the framework on the inside. Now there is 2 sides to this, and you can probably feel it more than you can see it. It's slightly rougher on the inside than on the outside. The outside is nice and fluffy, and the inside's a little bit coarse. That's the side we stick to the panel and glue. And the nice side is for us. Now the way that I do it, I peel back half of the carpet, making sure it is the right way around. Then I spray the board, let that set, and then spray the carpet, and then stick it down to the ply. But we do need to key this, so that's why we need a very, very light layer of glue. I'll show you step by step how it goes, and you can figure the rest out. Quite simple. Let's crack on. Now I'll let that get tacky, then I'll spray the carpet and apply it to the ply. Okay, that's now tacky. And working from the centre, outwards, just holding up the sides, letting all that air out. Until it's nice and smooth. Once you're happy with that side, move on to the other. Again, working from the centre, lifting up the edges and working your way out. Done. So that's the first section done. It's important to get enough glue on there to adhere to it, but if you saturate it, then the glue will actually come through. So be liberal with it, then start flattening out your carpet. If you start from the middle and work your way out to the edges, then you get any trapped excess air out of there. Plus you can also give it a slight pull and stretch it. Remember, it is 4-way stretch carpet. And flip it over. Now, as I mentioned, this doesn't have to be neat because as long as it's all covered, it doesn't have to be the perfect finish on this side because it isn't going to be seen when it's screwed to the wall. But it's important to get it as neat as you can. So I've left a couple of inches all the way around. And on these tricky sections here, because I've done these before, I know literally where the lines are going to go, but you can play around with this and work out where they're going to go. I say it doesn't need to be major tidy at the back of here because it's not going to be seen. But these are little tricky bits, so put little snips in the side so you can manipulate your carpet around. Let's get them glued and folded over. And at first, just do a dry run. Don't put any adhesive on there and just follow the line around, see where will it go. It's a nice even fit there. This is just over where the anchor points go. As long as we're covered on the inside, it doesn't have to cover the complete perfect 2-inch strip all the way around. See, by doing the dry fit, you can see there's a hangover here, and I just simply cut that out. Now I know it's going to fit. Then on this corner, that would double over. So I now need to make a cut here and here and take this section out. There we go. So as we can see, once that's pulled taut and that's pulled taut, it's not overlapping. So let's get some glue on this. Pull it nice and tight, stick it down, and then follow it round with your thumb. Paying attention to these corners, and then pull and stick. There you go. Very nice. As you say, you don't need to go over the top on these tricky, intricate parts because this is the side you will be seeing. And that's covered it nicely. Okay, on for the next ones. The next panel is the front driver's side panel. Making sure we've got an even coverage all the way around. And then same process as before, peel half over. This is a smaller panel, just to give it that contact. I'll let that dry for a couple of minutes. And when that's tacky, we spray the carpet. You don't have to go all the way to the edge because we're not sticking down the edges yet, so leave a couple of inches from the edge. And then stick down. Again, working your way from the middle, holding the edges and applying pressure to the outer panel. Again, lifting, work quickly with this because it does stick very quickly. Repeat on the other half. And now for a small front passenger side bottom door. There's the panel. Lay over the carpet. Give enough overhang as before. Enough overhang on there. And again, same process as before. Spray the carpet. Lifting the edges, working from the centre outwards. And then get a good bond on the ply. Okay, let's trim off the excess. And I've made two little bunches there in order to get the curvature. I just simply chop them off. Same on this corner. Make a little pleat and then just simply cut them off, leaving that flat. Flip it over and just check everything's nice, neat and covered. And there it is. Done. Well, we're back indoors. That took me about just under 3 hours from start to finish. So here they are. Up against the wall, drying out. Very impressed. I was a little bit concerned about going for the anthracite because I thought it might be a little bit too dark, but I think it also is nice and cosy. So when you're sleeping in there, it's giving it that blackout feeling. I'll probably go with the roof line in the lighter grey just to give it contrast. But that's the panels done. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any comments, please leave them down below. I answer all of my comments. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's completely free. My name's Mick. You've been watching Rad Riders, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.